Deep breath in. Complete breath out. Laying down on our backs. Setting up for gentle somatic yoga. Complete allowance of full beingness in this moment. Nowhere to be, nothing to do, other than be in your energy right now. One more deep breath in. And a sigh. An audible sigh out. And let's begin with a little body scan, just to kind of touch base with how we are from the inside in the body. Feeling where the heels are resting on the floor. Noticing the calves and the space behind the knees. Feeling the whole lower leg and the feet and the ankles. Notice left and then notice right. Do they feel the same or do they feel different? Come up to the other legs. Noticing the hip, your left hip and your right hip. Do they feel the same on both sides or do they feel different? See if you can get a sense of your pelvis as a whole. Front two parts of your pelvis, the ASIs, the bones at the front, and the bones at the back, the PSIs and the sacrum in the centre. Do you feel that one buttock sits higher than the other? Or maybe they both feel equal. Does one leg feel longer than the other? And then get a sense of how you are experiencing your lower back at the moment. In particular, where your lumbar vertebra, the L5, the last lumbar, joins onto the sacrum. Imagine you have X-ray vision. What do you think that joint is doing now? What kind of alignment do you feel it's in? And then sense that all the way through to your hara, through to the front part of your body. What is happening in the organs in the pelvic bowl? The nerves that innervate these organs to a degree. They come from the thoracics, that's where they actually travel from. But there's also elements of sensory innervation come from the lumbar vertebra between them. So have a sense of how you're feeling all the way up through the lumbar spine, the lower back, into the thoracic spine now. Have a sense of the rib cage where they join the thoracic spine. The way those ribs wrap around to the front body. Your diaphragm, which is a dome at the base of your rib cage. Come on up to the shoulder blades, feeling the spine between the shoulder blades and the muscles. Across to your shoulders and your clavicles, the collarbones. Down the arms, into the wrists, into the palms of the hands. Notice every single finger, and the pads of your fingers. Does one arm feel like it's rolling in more than the other? Or one shoulder sitting higher than another? How are you feeling in front of the throat right now? Do you feel an openness or a tightness? Just noticing, being the observer. How you feel at the back of the neck and the shoulders. base of the cranium, those little suboccipital muscles, and your entire skull. What does the fascia around the bones feel like? And the point of entry of all your little hair. Can you soften through the front of the forehead? And have a sense of what you feel like in that point between the eyes. Third eye, ajna. And take that awareness deeper, still between the eyes, but deeper toward the back part of your brain. Just noticing. Come on deep into the top palate, feeling the teeth. And the root of your tongue, can you relax it into the back of your throat? And the bottom teeth and the gums and the tongue. Releasing the jaw. And now have a global sense of your whole body and the imprint you're leaving on the floor right now. And let's rest deeply into your breath. Before we begin the short pranayama practice, please bring to your forefront of your mind and your heart your intention. And really express it within yourself with passion. The opening to this present moment in full wholeness, to everything it is. Dropping deeply into your being, into the now, into clarity. Aligned with the bigger picture. Or having the intention to drop deeper, relax, learn about your body, your mind, spirit, whatever it is for you. We're going to easily let that breath flow in through the nose. And let's feel your entire thoracic cavity and allow the belly to expand. And exhale, let it go. Completely. Rest in a little pause. Inhale when you feel ready. Exhale when you feel ready again. Feeling the subtlety of your breath. Take your inhale to the count of 4, long, slow. Then find a pause at the top. And then exhale when you feel your body naturally wants to breathe out. And rest in a pause. Again, breathing in for 4 when you're ready. You might like to take the awareness up to the chakra in the third eye, the ajna, and hold the breath. And exhale, allow that energy to release, let go. And hold in the pause. Let's do a few more cycles. One more time. notice now the energy in the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. You may be more aware of a tingling, of a warmth, of a flow, just from the pranayama you've just done, which is powerful. I'm going to begin with a little arch and flatten of our lower spine. So with minimal effort, can you, on your way to bending the knees, open your right knee out with a half butterfly, slide your heel up through the centre and then bring your knee up and then to the left. So we move with minimal effort in gentle somatic yoga, and I'll talk about the principles as we go. So here your knees are facing up to the centre, your legs are bent and your feet are just in front of your bottom. Just keeping the arms with the palms up at this stage. We're going to imagine we've got a rolling pin through our hips. Okay, so first of all, in order to arch the lower back, our rolling pin rolls forward, which you'll feel the lower part of your sacrum push into the floor. This is the forward tilt of our pelvis. And you'll feel the lower back create a hollow. And then we roll the rolling pin back, and that's the tucking under. This is the flattened part. This tailbone scoops under, but the bottom stays on the floor. This is the flatten. Now back to the arch, forward tilt. Roll your rolling pin forward. And exhale, roll your rolling pin back. You'll feel the spine flatten. We're going to create a pause at the end of each one. Inhale, rolling pin forward, create the arch. Exhale, rolling pin back, create the flatten and the pause. Inhale again, the arch. Exhale and flatten. I want you to notice now as you're doing this, continue in your own time, remember the soft pause. Keep your awareness at your hara here, but also start to notice what is happening up at your neck and the top body, the upper body. And I want you to start exaggerating it. So whatever you feel happening, just squeeze into the shortening part a little more. So what I feel when I arch is my back shoulder blades want to squeeze together, my arms want to open out. What I feel when I flatten is my arms want to roll in, my shoulders want to shorten, the chest wants to shorten, and then my neck in this case is arching back a little bit. And that's okay, we're going to do something different soon with it, but let it be for now. Inhale, arch. This is like the opening up, like a sea anemone that opens up. And then the exhalation part is when it gently contracts. Just like life. The ebb and the flow, the night and the day, the contraction and the expansion part of life. Let's do this for a little bit more. Breathing deeply into that inner expansion. Think breathing with your whole body. When you come into the arch, even open your arms up even more, open your chest, squeeze the back body. That's the part that's pendiculating, the shortening. And then as you exhale, shorten the front body. That part now is pendiculating. This is a key thing in gentle somatic yoga, the pendiculation, conscious shortening, which is part where a lot of the change takes place, and the conscious slow lengthening and then shortening of the opposing muscle group. Let's do two more. You can even make the breath almost like an ujjayi ocean breath through your throat, like you're fogging a mirror up with your mouth closed. Okay, when you've completed your last exhalation here, come back to neutral spine. Take your hands behind, clasp them lightly behind your head. And at this stage, the elbows rest down on the ground. We're going to do the arch and the flatten, but the neck will be slightly different. So let's do the arch part where our rolling pin rolls forward. And I want you to push your elbows into the floor as well and squeeze your shoulder blades together. And also this time look up with the head. So that's the part that's a bit different. Now exhale, roll the rolling pin back. Start to flatten the spine as your pelvis tilts under and lift your head and shoulders a little way off the ground. Bring your elbows toward one another. Squeeze front body. Inhale, lower down and arch. Let's flow straight into that arch. Rolling pin of the hips, roll forward. Shoulder blades squeeze back, elbows push into the ground and look up with your head. Exhale, flatten and lift those shoulders, draw the elbows in. Continue with this. I'm just going to check you. Beautiful. Beautiful, everyone. We'll do one more cycle like this. Slowly lower down. Take a moment to pause. Let's let the legs lengthen. Now the second principle in general somatic yoga is we always take time to pause, and that's like setting the reset button, like saving our work on the computer. And the brain learns through contrast. So consciously take your awareness to your left side of your body, your right side, your front and your back. And just notice the difference between the left and the right, the front and the back. So once again, we're going to bend those knees just as you were. Remember, taking them up slowly, consciously, with minimal effort. And we're going to cross the right leg over the left, as if we're sitting in a chair. So right leg over the left. And then your right arm, can you take your right arm just out beside you? I'll show you with my left, just so you can see. This is what your right arm will be doing, like a cactus arm. At the stage, not too high, not too low, just about as level as your shoulder. Okay, and the left arm can just be alongside you down. So there's 4 stages to this. It's somatic supine twist. The first stage is we're going to gently let those legs together gently drop to the left. That's stage 1. Stage 2, turn and look at your right arm and reach your right arm up above your head. So reach it up. Keep it on the floor, but stretch it straight. Stay here. Stage 3, draw the right arm down, turn the head back to centre. Stage 4, bring your knees back to centre. So we're going to repeat this on the side only again. Stage 1, drop the knees slowly. Stage 2, reach the arm, turn to look. Stage 3, right arm down, head back to centre. Stage 4, legs back to centre. We're going to change the head a little bit, but not too much. Stage 1, drop your legs to the side. Stage 2, turn and look and stretch your right arm up. Keep your head turned. Stage 3, draw your arm down, but keep turned. Stage 4, bring everything back to the centre, the head and the knees. So I want you to go through that a few times and see if you can, rather than break it down like I have, see if you can make it a little more flowing. Still with those 4 stages, but make them a little more flow. Maybe we'll start to do it with 1 whole in breath and 1 whole out breath. So as we inhale, knees dropping to the side and start straightening the arm and looking. And as we breathe out, start drawing the arm down and then start to return the knees and neck. Let's do that another 3 times. One more time. Take a moment to pause, bring the right arm down, uncross your right leg, and let's take a moment with our legs down straight. Reading out all the instructions. Feeling the difference between your right side and your left side. How do you feel in the lower back? We're going to prepare for the other side. So again, with minimal effort, slide one leg up and slide the other arm up. Bend your knees. Reposition your hips if you need to. This time left leg, let's cross the left over the right. Wiggle your right foot over to the left a little. Left arm half in cactus, and we'll go straight into the flow. Now you know what we're doing. We'll still kind of break it down into 4, but then gradually it'll be into that flow. So when you're ready on the inhalation, start to let the knees drop to the right this side this time, and then start to stretch the left arm, turn and look underneath the left arm. Bring the left arm down, turn and look and bring the knees back to centre. Drop knees right, stretch left arm, turn and look, draw left arm down, bring knees to the centre and pause. Knees to the right, stretch left arm, turn and look under left arm, draw left arm back and return. Let's do another 2 times. Big whole body breath, whole body yawn. Beautiful work, everyone. Looks good. Last time. Let's return the arm down beside you with your palm up. Uncross your legs and let's take that pause. Position the body in a way that feels right. And just before we pause, just turn your head gently from side to side. And we'll make it those little head drops. So rather than forcing with the muscles to turn, imagine it's like a ball and you're starting to roll it down a hill. You just kind of let it fall. And come back to look centre. Just lift your neck for a moment and then let it down. And let's take a pause here. Beautiful. Sliding the legs again. to bend the knees. Take the knees apart, the feet apart. We're just going to take some integrative side to side windshields. Position your arms up by the shoulders, out beside you. Knees wide, make sure the knees are wide, and then start to gently come into some windshield wiper, side to side. Not too fast and not forcing. Another principle of gentle somatics is we're not actually forcing, we're not really stretching as such like we normally do in a yang class. We're more so facilitating a release and a repatterning of certain muscle groups and neuromuscular pathway. So that reprogramming happens to help alleviate any sensory motor amnesia that we've got, that we built up, maybe through trauma, physical trauma, emotional, or daily habits and posture. So we don't actually stretch, it's more that release through the pandiculation and the specific rhythms that we use. So let's hold here now for a moment. I'm going to walk the feet together, let the knees come to one side, and I want you to imagine that rainbow with your right arm here. We're going to draw it around our head and come to lie in a fetal position on your side, and then slowly use your hands to raise yourself up with minimal effort. Coming to be, I know it's hard to get up when you've been down like that, so keep your gaze low. We're going to go back down shortly. Let's just sit for a moment in cat-cow pose. Turn your hands out ever so slightly. Have your wrists and hands under your shoulders, and the fingers are wide, but they're in a soft wide, okay? So they're a soft width. And inhale here, just allow, it's almost like allowing your belly to sag, and allow your chest to softly come through your arms, looking up as you breathe in and pause. And then exhale, begin to round and tuck. Chin to chest, belly button back to spine, and pause. Let's do that again, nice and slow. Inhale, drop the chest through, look up, spread your collarbone. And exhale, rounding. The animals do pandiculation, they just do it so naturally. And this is a beautiful form of pandiculation. Let's do one more like this. Inhale. And exhale. Now, this time come on back to a neutral spine. And we're going to inhale, drop the belly into the happy cat. And when we come into rounded cat this time, we're going to come into a slightly neutral spine tuck. And as you tuck, I want you to squeeze all your muscles into your bone. I mean every muscle that you've got. Your legs, your arms, your fingers, your buttocks, your spine, your belly. And begin to draw your bottom back toward your heels in a child's pose with the squeeze. And when you reach child pose, let everything go. When you inhale, let's come on up to the happy cat again. So inhale, drop your belly, let that little arch, like that little gentle sag. Exhale and round and begin the squeeze. Everything squeezes. Center belly, everything. And then when you reach that point of the child's pose, let it all go. You can even make the sound as well. Let's do that again 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Always squeeze, 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 and let's go again. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze. Just one more time. Exhale, round, squeeze, sitting all slowly raise your hands to raise your body up and come to sit on your left hip. Now we're going to sit, we are coming back down to the floor, but we're going to sit with our left leg in front of us and our right leg behind us. So if you do need a prop to support you, it's okay. You might want one underneath the right, inside of the right knee, underneath the buttocks, the left hip. But if not, then make sure that you're comfortable here, or if one of the legs doesn't feel right, bend. It's okay to straighten it and put a little bolster under the right knee. That's also okay. So this is for our spine. It's Lighthouse. I want you to please place, place your, no, not yet. We're going to actually twist ourselves around. No, yes, I want you to take your right hand to place it on your left shoulder, sorry. Right hand on your left shoulder. Left hand, just reach that behind you and let it be a kickstand. So allow yourself just to kind of relax into that left hand a little bit. So we're going to turn and twist your whole body, and I mean even let your right hip lift to actually let your spine twist right around. So twist your spine first, feel where the muscles stop you, then turn your head just to where you feel the muscles stop you, and I want you to pick a spot on your wall where your eyes direct, without turning your eyes to the left, just keep your eyes straight ahead. Pick a spot straight ahead wherever you are and have that as your reference point for later. Okay, exhale, keep your hands where they are, return your body and untwist. As you untwist to the right, I want you to gently sink down and release that twist and let everything curl in. This is a shortening on this right side. Inhale, twist left and activate the muscles of your back left shoulder blade, and then turn your head left as well. Really squeeze that upper left back shoulder blade area. Pause. Exhale, untwist and gently kind of allow yourself to sink into the right. Let's do this again another 3 times. Inhale, twist left, squeeze upper back body, left hand side. Exhale, untwist. Inhale, twist left. It's really good to keep your eyes closed as well with gentle somatics. Exhale and fold. That way we feel from the inside. Gentle somatic is such a feeling from the inside process. Let's go again, one more time. Twist left. And really squeeze and feel into the end points. Make that movement feel really nice. Now this time we're going to twist just like you were doing. So let's twist the body to the left just like you did, but I want you to twist your head to the right. So you're going to turn and look over the opposite shoulder. Exhale, untwist and turn and look over the opposite shoulder. Inhale, twist left body, head looks right. Still activating that back left shoulder blade. And exhale, untwist to the right, turn head to the left. Let's do that one more time. Twist body left, look to the right. Untwist right, look to the left. Let's twist body left, head come to join it. Now stay here, and this time I want you to do like a happy cat here. So inhale and arch your spine, lift and point your elbow up to the sky, look up. Stay here in the twist, and exhale and round. Point your elbow down, we're still in the twist. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift, arch your spine, look up. Exhale, round your spine, look down. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale. I know the wrist is probably sore by now. We're going to come out in a minute. Come on to neutral, untwist. Let's do one more normal twist before we test. So twist to the left, look to the left. Exhale, untwist to the right, look to the right. And the next time, let's test and see if there's been a change. I already know there's been a change in mine. So turn and look over your left shoulder. And notice now, what is the point in front of your eyes? Are you having a magic moment? Exhale, slowly untwist and just give that wrist a little bit of massage. Squeeze that wrist because I know it's probably sore. Did anyone notice a change? Yep, great, great. Okay, so let's change sides, leaning gently back and slowly let your feet slide. Right leg in front, left leg behind. This time your right arm is leaning. You're going to lean back on your right arm. It's just kind of your kickstand. Let's test with our right hand on our left hand on our right shoulder. And inhale, twist over your right shoulder, even let your hip come to. Notice where your point of reference is for this point. And then exhale, untwist. So let's begin. Inhale, twist to the right. Really engage those right shoulder blade muscles. Feeling a beautiful twist in the spine. Pause there at the end. And exhale, let's unfold and sink into our untwisting, shortening the front muscles. We're going to do another 5 like this, and I'll be quiet. Remember to pause. We're just going to do one more like this, and then we'll start turning the head in the opposite direction. So when you've untwisted, the next time you twist to the right, we're going to turn the head to the left. So inhale, twist your body to the right. Really feel those little muscles that activate your spine in between each vertebra. Exhale, untwist. And look over the right shoulder. Inhale, twist body right, look left. Exhale, untwist. So we don't want to lift our hip too high. We still want to keep it down. It just lifts a little, just not too much. So more so press the inside of that left leg into the floor as you twist to the right. Lola, I think maybe let your hip come down a little. Probably lifting a little too high. Yeah, that's it. Let's do one more time like this. That's better. And let's untwist. And let's come back to center, or untwist, and everything's center. Now this time when we twist right, look right, stay there, and stay here. We're going to inhale, arch up into happy cat, lift the elbow, look up to the sky, feel back body squeeze. Stay here, exhale, round now, round the front body, elbow traces down, points down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And again, 2 more, inhale up. Exhale down. One more time, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, let's unspiral. We're going to do one more twist to the right and then to the left, then we'll test. Inhale, twist to the right, look to the right, just your normal twist. You can probably already sense that you've changed. Exhale, unfold. Last time, this is your tester. You're ready for your magic moment. Inhale, twist. And then exhale, come on out. I'm hoping that you notice the change as well on that side. Yep. So let's gently unfold. Take a moment here to lean back and maybe just a little bit of seated windshield wipers with the legs. You don't have to come down all the way, just a little bit of the way. And your hips as well. Beautiful. We're going to come down to lay on your side, the side that you can see the screen if you wish, first of all. You may need a pillow underneath your head, but if your head is okay just to droop down a little bit, it's okay for this short period of time. You're going to need space around your head, so you can draw around your head and around your legs, so you can move your legs freely. So you're going to have to be able to stretch out quite strongly. Bending the knees at that 45-degree angle, both arms are out in front of you. Just checking to see if you can see me okay. Those of you that know where, actually before we do the rainbow, please take your top arm and just rest it on your side body. And let's take that bottom arm and place it underneath our head for a moment for a pillow, unless you have an actual pillow. Model on a runway, this first part of it is, okay? So what I'd like you to do first of all is, with the shoulder, I'd like you to roll your shoulder in, and also you'll be turning the hand in as well, but keep the arm on top of the side body. Okay, so shoulder forward and then shoulder back. Shoulder forward and then shoulder back. As the shoulder comes forward, you'll feel a shortening in these pec muscles. That's the part that's pendiculating there. And then roll your shoulders back, you'll feel it between the shoulder blade. Once again, shoulder forward and shoulder back. Come to pause now. This time we're going to only do the hip. So we're going to slide our top leg on top of our bottom one, and our hip will just come forward slightly, the top hip. And then the top hip, take it back slightly. Slide top hip forward, just a little movement, and slide top hip back. Top hip forward, and our knees will stay together. One will just slide like a shelf on top of the other, like a drawer. And top hip back. Remember that little pause. One more side, one more time, just hips. That's it, and back. And come to pause in the middle. We're going to put those two movements together. This is when it makes sense about the model on the runway. So as your hip slides forward, let's roll the shoulder back. They go in opposite directions. And as the hip comes back, roll the shoulders forward. The shoulder. Let's go. Make it a little bit faster this time. Not too fast, but just faster than what I was showing you. When the shoulder rolls forward, the hip slides back, like a model when they walk on the runway. Closing your eyes and just noticing, where do I actually feel this? What's happening in there? I'm probably feeling muscles deep into the hip that I haven't felt before, because you're engaging them at a very different and deep level, which is really good. It's what you want. Let's just do two more. Last one. Come to pause for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Let it all go. Okay, rainbow propeller. This time the bottom arm, take it in front of you, just about chest height, and your top arm will palm to palm. So this here, we're going to keep our connection of our hand on our hand, and our top arm is slowly going to trace your fingers along your hand and along your forearm, and then slide back down again to your palm, keeping that connection. Slowly trace your fingers up the forearm, starting to activate the shoulder, the top shoulder blade, as you ease your way slowly toward a twist, but it's a gradual thing, no rush. Closing the eyes and just feeling. Even when your hand reaches your chest, let it trace over your chest. And then come back to join the hand. Start to open up gradually, just that little bit more with the top arm, and your top shoulder will start to move slowly into a full twist. Then bend the hand, trace it back along, and bring it back. Feel what's going on between the muscles behind your back shoulder. Shortening those muscles by the spine of that top shoulder blade. And then shortening the front muscles as you come back. When you've made your way all the way into an open twist, and what I will say now before I say that, is that if you feel any parts where you feel the movement disjointed, catching, like it's missing a beat, then there is a small technique we call feathering. And it's micro movements. You move into that point of restriction or pain very gently, not past it, and you just kind of tease it. You move in and out in a very tiny, tiny, slow movement. Just pulsing right there, localized in that spot, and then you continue with the full flow of your movement. Once you've started to move into your full twist, then this time when you come palm to palm, we're going to do the same movement, but keep your top arm straight. So open your top arm, keep it straight, and still open out into that twist. Feeling any areas you might need to stay with the feathering, that micro movement. Take your time, not pushing. None of this is pushing. It's a yielding and a working with. Pause when you come back to the hand, and then begin again. Let your neck come as well. Begin to turn and look at that hand that you open up, and then follow it back. Let's do that one more time. We're going to add a movement this time. So I'd like you to take the top hand, and this time we're going to draw a rainbow on the carpet above our head all the way to that point where we're opening up. Keep the hand connected on the floor, keep it straight if you can, and begin to open up to a rainbow all the way over to the side you were twisting to. And then draw the rainbow to come back. Retrace your steps. Do one more time with the shoulder only, then we're going to add the leg. Those of you that know what the leg is going to do, feel free to bring it in any time. So from here, from the palm on palm, our leg's going to do the same but in the opposite direction. So straighten the top leg. As your arm starts to come back, let that leg draw on the carpet, the toe, and come forward. So we're a pendulum, or like a propeller. As you draw the rainbow back, the same way you came, let that top leg draw behind you. Whole body breathing, whole body stretching. Eyes are closed. head follow suit and make the movement feel good for you. We'll do 2 more like this. If you're finding it's getting a little aggravating, please feel free to stop and come to lay on your back. If you find the areas you want to do the little pandiculation or, little micro movements, stay there. I'm doing it with my leg at the moment. Just to give you an example. When you've finished, or if you feel like you're ready, come to lay on your back. Extend everything long. Let's take that time now to be in. Breathe out all of those instructions. Let yourself be. How do you feel left and right? Notice the difference. And we're going to come to lay on our other side, and so please do that in the way that is minimal movement for you. I'm going to come all the way around so you see me the whole time. First of all, the bottom arm is above your head, knees are still bent, and your top arm is alongside you. Model on the runway. So top arm is alongside you on the hips, that's it. Good, making sure the knees are supported. And let's begin by rolling that shoulder, the top shoulder forward, shortening your chest. And then opening out. Feel what's happening in those muscles of your shoulder blade, top side. Roll forward. Open out. Roll forward. Open up. And then come back to pause in the middle. And this time the hip only. Slide the hip forward or roll the hip forward. And then roll the hip back. Really feel those little intrinsic hip muscles around the hip and pelvis and groin even. And you might start a bit to feel automatically your shoulder starts to come in. I want you just to let it flow in whenever it wants to. So as the hip rolls forward, you'll feel your shoulder roll back, and then the reverse. Let it come in organically. It's almost like an internal massage of your pelvic area too, inside those organs, the lower and the bladder. We'll do 2 more. Lovely. Come on back to pause now. Changing the position of the arm. Grabbing a pillow if you need that support for your head. Palm on palm, knees stay bent. And let's start to do that little trace of the top hand, just up the forearm and then back down. Really close your eyes and feel that beautiful connection. And as you do this, also feel the muscles between your shoulder blades starting to engage or squeeze together a little. Those little tiny spinal twisting muscles and extending. And then gradually you'll begin to open this movement all the way into the twist. And turn to look over that hand that opens up. Watch the hand as you do that. And then as you return. Breathing in deeply as you open out. Now this time you're going to take the top arm, when you've come back palm to palm, if you've been your twist, begin to take it and open it out straight, all the way, follow the hand and open out to the twist, just to the best of your ability. And this is where you may need, some of you may need to do that little pendiculate, little micro movement, feather technique. And then come on back. Remember, each time your hand comes palm to palm again, give it a moment to kind of let go. Let's stay here this time, and we'll start with our rainbow above the head. So put some colour on your top hand, draw that rainbow above your head, and then if you wish to bring in the leg now in the opposite direction, put some paint on your toe and draw a rainbow down on the floor. And they're going in the opposite direction. Leg comes back, this arm comes forward. Big body breath. Imagine that your cells are taking a breath every time you open out. And then give yourself that little squeeze and pause at the end of your movement. Any areas that feel a little disjointed, that's where you have sensory motor amnesia. That's where you'll do your little feathering. It may look a little like this. Continue it on. Now I'm going to pause a little with my leg right the way back because that feels nice for me, and if it does for you too, feel free to do that. Last time. And take it onto your back any time you feel like you've done enough. Taking a moment to make yourself really comfortable on your back for the moment. Let your legs extend. Maybe your palms are up, maybe they're down. See what you feel. Wiggle your spine so you can rest and let those changes integrate. Just turn the head again. those little head drops and rolls. Last time. Now, before we finish in Shavasana, we're so close, we're nearly there. We're going to do beads on the necklace, but just a very short beads on a necklace. So again, slide your feet, bend your knees, place your feet in front of your bottom. Adjust your spine and your hips and your pelvis to make sure you feel long in the spine and straight. Palms are going to stay up. Normally we would do bridge pose in yoga with our palms down, but for beads on our necklace, palms are going to stay up. So your feet, you don't want them too close to your bottom, you don't want them too far. There's a little point that just kind of feels just right. Find that for you. And then on the inhalation, we're going to do that little arch, roll the rolling pin forward, arch your back. And as you exhale, this time as you tuck your tail and flatten, I want you to lift your bottom slowly off the floor and start to curl your spine slowly, one vertebra at a time, up into a bridge pose. And then hold when you're at the top. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, lower down and take in that X-ray vision that you have now and visualize how they're each moving, those vertebrae. Notice how they're able to move relatively independently, or you're aware of each one as it folds down. Or do you feel like there's quite a few parts in your back that are moving kind of like one rod? When you get down to the floor, totally release and even flow a little into that arch again. And then as you come back up, let's flatten again and start to lift. And this time as you roll vertebra by vertebra up, go to the